I want to make one thing perfectly clear. The so-called Black Americans and the Africans from the continent are not the same. We are not the same. I want you guys to Google Negroland and look at the map of Negroland, what they call Negroland, and look at where many of the so-called Black Americans were taken from, where their ancestors were taken in captivity. And the so-called Black Americans were sold into captivity by those surrounding the areas. Okay, if you do research on that, you will find that there has always been, a feud, I'm gonna call, between them, because those that were surrounding Negroland were envious and jealous of those of the tribe of Judah. And they sold your ancestors into captivity. And what I find that's quite interesting is that now those same people that sold your ancestors into captivity have now followed you to the Americas. They are now putting so-called Black Americans down. When Black Americans speak on reparations, a lot of the so-called Africans start speaking up like they got some say in you being rewarded reparations that's owed to you. They have an opinion of the so-called Black Americans. They're now in your home. They come to your home to criticize and put you down. Why do you think the so-called Africans and the Europeans get along so well here in America? Because they have a history of selling your ancestors into captivity, right? So now the so-called Africans are now trying to be like you. You don't see them dressing in kente cloth. You see them trying to impersonate the so-called Black Americans to create confusion. And if you're not aware of their accent or their facial structures, you won't know the difference. In many cases, you don't know the difference because they speak clear, straight English, okay? They speak English, fluent English. So many cases, you don't know the difference between the so-called Black Americans and the Africans unless they do a backtrack on their green card. You find out their ancestors got a green card, and you can track the so-called Black Americans by the Social Security card. So yeah, you can tell the difference. So now when it comes to reparations, they're saying that it's kind of hard to tell the distinction between those that came here, that migrated here from the so-called Black Americans that were taken into captivity, right? So what do you guys think of that? Those same people that sold your ancestors are now following you here and got something to say about you, trying to be you.